Hello. Hello. We're here. Hello. We're not late. Sorry if my mic is really freaking bad. I don't know what to tell you. I can't figure out the settings. So, sorry. That's how it's gonna be.
Mood.
Yeah. Very much mood. We're not late though. We're right on time. What?
Oh! Did you see that, Ghibli Fest is gonna be going on?
Oh, really? Like, one of our theaters?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
You can actually, so my siblings and I, there's a couple of them that I really want to see because I haven't, watched them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, I love all of their movies. But anyway, there's a special pass you can buy to get a discount so you can go to each one.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah. Sorry, very random, but
It's
I
okay.
just thought of it.
It's totally okay. Totally okay. Hello, everyone.
Ghibli Fest. Hello!
Welcome.
We're not talking about Ghibli.
Yeah, the episode is not about Ghibli, though some Ghibli movies are very haunting. And that is what we're talking about.
Spirited Away used to give me nightmares.
Yeah! Princess Mononoke is kind of, really creepy. Like, the fucking,
Speaking of,
beans.
Those are both on the Ghibli Fest list.
It's my favorite one, Princess Mononoke.
It's the 4K remastered version.
I still have my little
movie.
Little tree spirit somewhere on my bookshelf. Jeez Louise.
I love that.
Oh no, he's right here. He's on my desk.
Yeah. No Face is on my desk.
He's sitting right here next to my Ichi from Maya.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my No Face chills out right next to me.
I have an Ichi, I have my tree spirit, I have a little tiny sheep, I have Winnie the Pooh, I have a little pumpkin, and I think that's it. I think that's all the little stuff I have.
I love that.
Yeah. So today we're doing haunted stuff, bro. I hope you guys are ready. I'm excited. I didn't pick one specific ghost story. I picked a bunch from a location, because the Tower of London is a place, but it's also a really big place. So I went through a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is with Leap Castle in Ireland.
Yeah, because there's different areas of the castle, and they all have different ghosts and stuff. Yeah. So
I feel that.
Yeah. I don't know. I only picked 2 because I kind of figured we were going to start late. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah, no, I only have 2.
Okay, sick. Because
I ended up, after you told me I did that one already, I was like, oh, we're not doing that again. Yeah. Because that's a lot of history that I just did not want to get into.
Yeah. I do think that, oh my gosh, I'm peeking so much. How do I fix you? How do I fix you? My poor audio. Hello. Let me do a limiter.
Oh my god.
No, not a limiter. What? Where are you?
Do you remember Tori Kelly?
Yes. Paper Hearts.
Yes. And
okay, I had a noise
So my brother, he loves the Yakuza series.
Uh-huh.
And for the newest one,
yeah,
they got her and Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
And yeah, what? Snoop Dogg is in it. Snoop Dogg's in it. No She's sense. In it. I know! The voice, they have their own characters in the game, the voice acting, and the song. And the song, the song for it is a freaking bop. And then another famous artist that I didn't recognize who uses a basically kind of like a VTube model, I guess.
Oh, let me see. Tori, Kelly,
Snoop Dogg.
Otto.
Literally.
Yeah, I love Otto.
Yeah. So they're all in the game, and they all did the song together, and
That's
I've never played the Yakuza series before, but now I really want to play the Yakuza series. And I keep listening to the song itself because it is a bop.
I haven't heard this, but that's awesome. Yeah, I love Otto.
It is so good.
She's not like a VTuber, she's just faceless. So like the anime picture is like what she uses on like her web, like her profile pictures and stuff, but when she'll perform
that makes sense.
Just like with her black silhouette, like with all the lights off. Like she'll actually perform on the stage sometimes. Yeah. She's really good at singing.
I like that.
She's amazing, actually.
From the song, it sounded amazing. But yeah, it was funny because my brother goes, do you know, like, Tori Kelly? And I was like, of course I know Tori Kelly! And then Snoop Dogg being on it. Oh my god.
Alright,
such
guys,
a random.
I'm gonna listen to this real quick. You can't hear it, I don't think. Which is for the best.
Yeah.
We'll get copyright struck.
Probably. Yeah. Nah. While you listen to it.
Oh my gosh! This is so freaking random! What the heck?
But it's so good!
It's so good, but so random.
Yeah, no, I highly suggest that everybody listens to the song and looks at, like, the trailer for the game, because, like, I love how they made their characters in the game.
The fact that they have...
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just knocked something over.
Oh, I have a notification. Alright, I sent it.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. That's awesome. That's so random, but I love that for them.
I know! It, like, just randomly popped into my mind. The song is so good, man.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we already wrote the intro and outro last time. Let's go. Prepared.
Yeah!
Alright.
Kind of.
Whenever you are ready, I am ready.
Okay, let me exit out of that. Here we go. Oh, I had it open already. My bad.
Brother.
Okay. I wish I had like a flashlight, you know, like flicking on and off.
Wait, time out. I should make I gotta make an atmosphere. I gotta make an atmosphere. Time out.
Okay. No, I love that. I
gotta add it. I gotta add atmosphere. See if this is it. That's not it.
Let me know if like my model gets buggy at all. I just moved my phone camera a bit.
Okay. No.
Whoa, that was dark.
That's not what I wanted. Okay, I have a better idea. I'm gonna do it in VTube Studio. We need the atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not that. Not this atmosphere.
We look like we came out of a manga.
Yeah, okay.
Like a really retro one.
Yeah, that was a little spooky, bro. Okay, what is this? What is that? We're all blurry. Okay, very dark and spooky. Okay. Whoa. 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 Oh my gosh. We're silhouettes. Whoa.
Whoa.
We're ghosts. Okay, this is what we used. Ooh. This is what we used when we were freaking what were you? The Radium Girls. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay, this might give people freaking epilepsy seizures. I don't want that. No. I hate everything. I hate it all. Sorry, guys.
Mood.
I'm trying to make it spooky for you guys. Oh gosh.
Spooky. Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Oh shit.
Oh god. What is happening?
Spotlight.
What is happening? Okay, this is not the one, guys. This is not the one. Turn off. I want to just like this one. Whoa. Whoa. No. Sorry, guys. I know. We don't need to be doing this.
We're staticky.
We don't need to be doing this.
It's like the static.
Whoa! Hello, okay. Everybody!
It's like really cool.
I know! Not the vibe, but maybe for 2000s we go, hello, everyone! Welcome back to...
Yes! Write that down!
Yeah, we gotta write it down. Put it in the server. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, let me just fix this.
There we go. Oh, I put it in the images on accident. Oh, my bad.
It's aight. Backlight.
There we go. Podcast ideas.
Kind of giving ethereal.
I wrote it down. Okay.
We're giving ethereal.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ooh. I was just thinking. I was just thinking about, like, having a campfire on our desk. We'd be burning the library.
Yes! Burn it to the ground! Yeah.
Burn it!
Okay, this is kind of a vibe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think so. I could get with it.
Alrighty, then that will be it.
Take it from the top.
Yeah, take it from the top. Okay.
We got this. Some places don't just hold history. They hold something else. Whispers in empty hallways. Shadows that move when they shouldn't. And stories people still can't explain.
From abandoned castles to haunted hotels, tonight we're traveling across the globe to uncover some of the most haunted places ever recorded.
Whether you believe in ghosts or just love a good mystery, these locations have terrified visitors for generations and built legends that refuse to die.
So grab a blanket, leave a light on, and get comfortable because things are about to get spooky here on the series of Geektastic events.
Some of these stories might even make you think twice before staying alone in an old building ever again.
And with that, let's step into the world's most haunted places. Okay. My place.
Honestly, I would never go. Oh,
Where?
I was gonna say I would never go into a haunted building alone anyway, or like an old building alone anyway.
If I knew it was haunted, no. But if I didn't know if it was haunted and I was just like exploring, I might go in by myself. But I probably would be kind of creeped, and then I'd probably leave. But I would go in.
Yeah.
I would go in at first.
I guess it would also depend on if it was at night or not.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Okay. So, just to briefly tell you guys, we're going to be talking about 4 different locations today. We're going to be talking about the Valley of Kings in Egypt. We're going to be talking about the Tower of London in London. And
oh my goodness.
Lila will be talking about Chuk Lagoon?
You know what? I should definitely know how to pronounce that, but I don't remember.
Okay.
It's been a hot sec since I listened to the pronunciation of it.
That's okay. And she's also going to be talking about Leap Castle. So that is our array of things right now. I don't know which countries those are from, but we're going to be all over. We're going to be all over the world today.
Micronesia.
Okay.
And Ireland.
Okay. All right. Well, first, let's dive not into London because I don't know how to do an Egyptian accent. So sorry, we're going to go to Egypt first, not London. We're going into the Valley of the Kings.
I'm actually excited. I don't know much about this.
Yeah. So, Valley of the Kings, as I said, is in Egypt. And for nearly 500 years, this area was used to make rock-cut tombs for pharaohs and other powerful nobles and royals at the time. It's located on the west side of the Nile, across from the former city of Thebes, in what once was the capital of Egypt. So it was a really big place for this tomb city to be, is basically what it is. It's a tomb city. There's a lot of tombs here, guys. Ramsey the Second. Ramsey the Second is buried there. Someone else that I'll get into later that everyone will know, I'm sure. One of the biggest people in Egypt history, like ever. I feel like everyone knows this person thing. Okay. So, it's been around for a very long time. It's been a site for tourism for thousands of years. Explorers, archaeologists, tourists from like 278 BC. They have a bunch of like Greek and Latin graffiti in some of the tombs, along with other languages like Coptic, Lycian, I think is how you say it. Other like languages that aren't super spoken today as well. Sorry guys, I'm a little sick, so if I sound a little crunchy, that's not my fault. So like I said, the earliest of these that has been positively identified of these graffitis that they found is from 278 BC. So these have been a tourist site for a long, long time. Also a site of robbery, because, you know, people be robbing tombs left and right.
Dude, I hate that.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of robberies here. There's been a lot of tourism here. It's been touched a lot by the humans. as a result, this is kind of off topic, but I did see that as of today, it has deteriorated a lot more because of the amount of tourism there. So sad, but
that sucks.
kind of what happens when people want to tour history. So
no wonder why it's haunted. No.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So
Woo!
There have been many people buried here, right? And the Europeans, as they do, come on their expeditions, their explorations to map out an area, make it their own, take possession of what they think is theirs, even though it's not theirs at all. And they like to take stuff back to their countries. So there was a lot of expeditions that did that. Napoleon sent an expedition to Egypt, and in 1799, probably took a good chunk of stuff from these tombs.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Giovanni Belzoni in the early 19th century led an expedition here. After decades and decades of all of this exploration, all of this mapping, because that's a lot of what the archaeologists were doing. They were mapping the tombs to kind of figure out how many there were, who was there, like how it was all laid out. As of today, there are, I think, 65 or 63 tombs confirmed that they have found and were able to map out. But that doesn't include, like, there's hundreds of chambers in just one of these tombs, you know? So, like, there are many tombs that are really, really small and really, really big. Also, hi, Libra. Welcome in.
I love that.
Yes. But yeah, so there are lots of tombs, and as you may have gathered, lots of potential spirits to be lurking around. Throughout these thousands of years of exploration, there have obviously been stories told and shared. Tragedies have occurred, leading to some to believe that the place is haunted. So, one of the biggest legends that y'all definitely know about is the Curse of the Pharaohs. It's been made into so many movies. The Mummy. Indiana Jones has that shit in there. And they have this this person from history in it as a character. And other, like, mummy movies. Like, it's been used so much, and a lot of it stems from this particular case. So, stretch, thank you. I shall stretch my shoulders. Okay. So, let me get a picture of this guy up here real quick.
Woo!
Excuse me.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired.
It's alright. We're having a chilled time. If I can get this
I'm not gonna lie.
Picture up.
I've been up playing Zelda.
It's okay.
The past few days. So
it's okay. Alright. So this man is Howard Carter. He is, or was, a British archaeologist and Egyptologist. And he started out as an artist. He comes from an artist family, and he would replicate, restore the, like, hieroglyphs, paintings, that murals kind of stuff. And he got hired on through recommendation to a aristocrat's excavation team. His name was Lord, where are you? Carnarvon, I think. He's an English,
interesting name.
Yeah, he's an English aristocrat. He has a real name, but they all call him Lord Carnarvon, so I'm just gonna call him that. And so in 1907, he hires on Carter to supervise the excavation of nobles' tombs near Thebes. So we're not in the valley yet, but we're working our way up. So he does that. Lord Carnarvon is very impressed with the work. So in 1914, when he gets granted the concession to dig in the Valley of the Kings, he asks Carter to head that as well. So then Carter leads the expedition, gets ready to get really nitty-gritty into it, but then as happens, life and the First World War. So we get a little interrupted by the First World War, and we get a little sidetracked. He goes and he's an ambassador for England during the war. He does a bunch of that kind of work, so he's not doing his excavation stuff at all. And by I think it was 1922, Lord Carnarvon grew super tired of waiting around for this guy to come back and do the job that he paid him for. So he also has been paying for the work to continue for seasons since the war started, and nothing's getting done because obviously they're preoccupied, right? So he's getting ready to withdraw all of his funding. Carter catches wind of this, sits down, and is able to convince Lord Carnarvon to fund just one more season of work in the valley. So on November 4th, 1922, a worker who is digging around some huts that they had previously found a couple of years ago but hadn't really been able to dive into, he is digging around those huts and he finds a step in the rock. So he's digging and he finds a step down. And he goes and tells Carter, and he has him dig out all of the steps until a mud-plastered doorway is revealed. And that's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff. And especially because this doorway is stamped with, they couldn't figure out exactly who, but with it's called cartouches? Cartouches, I think is how you say it. But it's basically a hieroglyph that indicates that whoever is inside is a royal. So that's big stuff, right? You find a royal tomb. So he gets super excited. He calls up Lord C. I'm going to call him Lord C. And
love that.
He's like, yo, we found something really sick and epic. And he immediately is like, I'm on the way. Well, actually, it not immediately, because this is back in the day. So, he probably, sent a letter, and, it took 2 weeks. But he finally got there, and he actually brought his daughter with him. So, him and his daughter arrive November 23rd, so, 19 days later from when they first discovered the steps. And they start digging all the way, from the stairway through the door. They take the door off, and then there's also a big, rubble-filled corridor that had, caved in and stuff, so they clear all of that out, and that reveals the door to the tomb itself. And so, at this point, there are, what are they called? I'm out. I didn't write them down. Egyptian Antiquities Service. So this is a council to make sure that people are being they make the regulations and protections and conservations for archaeological work in Egypt, basically. So that they make sure that tourists that are coming here to excavate aren't doing it irresponsibly or being culturally insensitive, that kind of stuff. So they're not allowed to enter until they get in touch with the EAS and get them to come out and check it out. But they are able to kind of look around. So they chisel a hole in a tiny breach is what they called it, out of the doorway. And then with a little light, he looks inside and can see gold and ebony treasures everywhere, which means this is a big person because they have a lot of treasure in this room. And there's also another sealed doorway. And between and the doorway is on either side, there are 2 sentinel statues. So this is getting Carter really excited. Everyone's really excited. Now, there are some rumors that potentially they entered without waiting for the EAS by, like, chiseling out a quote-unquote, like, hole in the door to the tomb and, like, saying that it was already there. Unconfirmed, but something to note. But yeah, once the EAS did get there, they looked at everything, and by February of the next year, they were opening that door, getting in, and opening the steel doorway to the actual burial chamber. So by February of next year, they are in the burial chamber, and this is when Carter discovers that he has found the tomb of King Tut. So this is King Tut's tomb.
Dang.
Yeah. And so, big, huge discovery, right? Huge. But, like I said,
that's crazy.
The curse of the pharaohs. So let me get into it.
Yes. You know, I've never really watched, like, the movies and stuff with things like that, because, like, stuff like that always scared me as a kid, and I just never watched it as an adult. So I actually don't really know much about this. I feel like I'm out of the loop.
It'll be pretty easy to, like, it's very Scooby-Doo to me. I feel like there's definitely, like, yeah. So basically, Egyptian pharaoh tombs are often said to have curses placed upon them by the other royals at the time or the pharaoh themselves or whatever. And it's commonly known now as the mummy's curse. And it's legendary. As I said, it's been in a lot of movies, a lot of books, a lot of TV shows. Basically, if you open up or disturb a pharaoh's tomb, their place of rest, you are going to be inflicted with bad luck, illness.
Ugh, I just got the chills.
Even death on some occasions. And so opening a pharaoh's tomb is a very kind of like, you can't be superstitious. You can't, as an archaeologist who's like exhuming tombs and shit, you cannot be superstitious because these things can get to you, even if you don't necessarily fully believe a curse. Like, remember that Nancy Drew game where that lady thought she was turned into a werewolf because, like, because she believed it enough? Like, that can happen, man. That can happen.
Yeah.
So,
dude, yeah, no, 100%.
Carter opens.
I feel like...
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Nope, take it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like I would be that person.
Yeah, no, you would fully be like,
psych myself into it.
I'm cursed. I'm gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah. Fortunately, Carter was not one of those people.
Good.
He very much thought it was tomfooey, I think is what he called it. But, you know, other people didn't. So, yeah. So, some believe that when he opened the door to the tomb, specifically the burial chamber, that he unleashed that ancient curse. So, this was fueled by a couple of things. Obviously, this was already kind of like a legend about, like, pharaoh tombs, but also there was an article released about this pharaoh tomb curse thing happening, right? And then, like, within the next week, Lord C, he dies of blood poisoning in April of the same year that they opened the tomb, and he's staying near the tomb site when it happens. So everyone's like, this dude just died from the pharaoh curse. Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna die. And then, like,
oh my God.
This is such a wild, like, a wild card that I'm about to throw out, but Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, also comments on this.
Oh my God.
He is like, Lord C's death is definitely caused by elementals created by King Tut's priests to guard the royal tomb. Like, he fully is telling people that this pharaoh curse is real. So then obviously people are, like, freaking out. they're like, this is real. All of you guys are gonna die. Carter is still like,
oh my God.
Tom Fooey is not real, but like other people are kind of getting a little sketched out. And then there's some other like happenings. So a couple months after they open it, in May, one of the visitors of the tomb, died on his way back home after he developed a fever. So then people were like, oh my gosh, everyone's dying. And then the radiologist who was invited to x-ray King Tut's mummy, Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, he dies shortly after doing that. Now, I will say, he died after a surgery to help, like, treat skin cancer. So, like, that was kind of like a separate thing. Like, he wasn't, like, poisoning or, like, a weird illness. But he did die, so people were very, like, creeped out. And then another crew member of the team died of arsenic poisoning a couple of years later in 1928. And Carter's secretary died by smothering in 1929. So,
okay, that one's sketch.
Yeah. And also that person's dad unalived themselves shortly after that. So that one's a little like out there, but all of these things combined, people were really like grasping at straws for this curse to be real. I feel like.
Yeah.
But all of it combined,
like,
I
even
get
with it. Yeah. Well, even with that last one, somebody could easily be like, oh my God, the curse caused him to potentially do that to her and then himself.
Yeah. Exactly. Another thing. So, an anthropologist went and visited Carter during the whole excavation, and he reported afterwards that he saw Carter give his friend Sir Bruce Ingram a mummified hand with its wrist adorned with a scarab bracelet marked with, quote, "Cursed be he who moves my body, to him shall come fire, water, and pestilence." So this was a gift that he gave someone. And then soon after receiving the gift, Henry Field reports that Ingram's house burned down and then was flooded when it was finally rebuilt.
Oh.
Yeah. So then, obviously, this anthropologist is spreading that story around, and that's, like, super eerie. So then everybody starts freaking out. Everyone starts freaking out about this curse, and
word of mouth, man.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Yeah. Now, I put in here, all these deaths, could they be explained by normal everyday accidents, crimes, and the diseases? Yes, but it could also still be the curse of the pharaohs, guys. We don't know.
Yep.
We don't know. But this is not the only stuff that goes down here. This is just one of the tombs, right? And this is like the biggest thing because, curse of the pharaohs. But there's been a lot of other things that have been cited in the valley. One of the major...
Hold on 1 sec. Keep talking.
You're fine. One of the major things that a lot of tourists or guards or townspeople have talked about is a chariot. It's either a fiery chariot being drawn by black horses or a black chariot drawn by just horses. Different descriptions, but there is a short stature man pulling on this chariot, and that is believed to be King Tut. That is one of the big things that people see. A lot of the night watchmen say they have heard a lot of odd screams going on, echoing through the desert, as well as angry shouting, mysterious footsteps, wheels clattering in the dead of night. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures flitting through the tomb corridors, while others speak of disembodied whispers echoing within the ancient chambers. Like, a lot of weird noises. So, overall, is this place haunted? Could very well be. A lot of dead people are here. Because it's not just the pharaohs. It's the pharaohs, the nobles, the people that worked on this tomb. So there is a lot of potential for spirits to arise in this location. But I think the biggest one is definitely the Pharaoh's Curse. But also, we have to remember there's constant graffiti still being done today, and vandalism and robbery. Tomb robbers are still at large. There's a lot of really big people buried here, so there is going to be a lot of robberies as well, which I think could be, and it like kind of connected to all the sounds and stuff, but also old things make weird noises, but they're still creepy. They're still creepy. I think the biggest thing is all the death, though. The death makes it really hard not to be scared of this Pharaoh's curse. That's the Valley of the Kings. It's a very old haunted location. And it's not one that I feel like a lot of people talk about when they're talking about haunted places. So I wanted to kind of dive way back in time and kind of delve into the Curse of the Pharaohs as well. Because, again, that has been so, like, mediafied that I feel like a lot of people don't remember that it's, like, an actual thing that people believed and still believe a lot of the time. So, yeah, it's a historical curse. It's not just like something people made up for movies and books and TV shows. So, oh, let me show you the tomb, or the map here. Valley of the Kings.
Dude, I don't know how grave robbers like do it. I'd be scared to be like fucking cursed, man.
I know, like genuinely, I would be terrified of being cursed. No, I want the map. I don't want just the outside. The outside is cool and all, but the map is like it's a really large area. They have actually like a bunch. They have it's sectioned off into like, what am I trying to think of? Wings, like the West Wing, the East Wing, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there we go. Whoa. Oh yeah, but you can also see all the people that are in here too. Through this image.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah,
holy crap, that's a lot.
KV62 is King Tut. Ramses, a lot of the Ramses are here, guys. Like I said, there's a lot of Ramses. So a lot of family members of royals, of nobles are buried along with them. One of the chambers, like I said, has like one of the tombs has like 100 chambers. Like, it's a really big area. And I learned this actually, but a lot of burial sites and like tomb sites are on the west side of like the Nile, because that is the side that one of their deities dies on every night. I don't remember what the name is. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? The setting sun symbolized death, transition, and the entrance into the underworld.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, Ra, the sun god, Ra. That's who I was trying to remember.
Ra. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they make a lot of their burial sites and other like big, like the pyramids, on the west side of the Nile River instead of the east side. Things you never know, but now you know. Yeah, it's a big. It's literally a valley, y'all. So yeah, it's gonna be big, but you can't tell it's that big from the outside because it's all buried underneath, which they did to try and deter robbers. But unfortunately, it did not work. So.
If robbers want to rob, they're gonna rob.
Yeah.
What if the whole curse thing was just made up more to deter robbers?
It could be. It really could be. Like, they could have come up with this whole plan to, like, hey, like, we're gonna put this here so that no one robs us. But like I said, if people start believing something enough, it comes true. It comes true. 'Cause, like...
Oh, so I did find it.
Yeah, what? What did you find?
It says, rhymes with book or look, so it's Chook.
Chook.
Chook Lagoon.
Oh, okay. Chook Lagoon. Thick.
Sorry.
No, you're
fine. I was
fine.
very proud of myself.
You're fine. And yeah, people were scared. I would be too if people started dying, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Especially like because that article did come out right before Lord C died, which made it way worse because like people already had it in their mind. Yeah. And he died. Okay, this is how he died, guys. He got a mosquito bite, and then when he was shaving, he cut it because it wasn't smooth because you like razor blades, not like a regular shaving that we do now. Like a close shave, and so he cut it, and then it got infected, and he got a blood infection from that infection and died.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So he died from cutting a mosquito bite with a razor blade on accident.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is scary. Nah, dude, I would have 100% believed in that.
Like, what a random way
Honestly,
to die.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that he wasn't back in England. He was staying at a city near the tomb site. So like he was in Egypt, working in Egypt, died randomly from like random stuff, and people were like, "Oh no." And people still find it very haunting to this day. There are still tourists that talk about the chariot, that talk about the eerie noises that they hear, the echoing screams.
Ooh.
So it's definitely not something that's faded.
Like, yeah. Well, okay, so I don't remember what it was, but I was listening to someone talk about stuff like that. And I know that's kind of a theme for all these, but there's like a theory of not Siri.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. I heard bet.
Anyway, there's like a theory that from like tragic events or something, like I guess you could say residue of those emotions are kind of like settled and you can like feel them.
Yeah.
In a way. And feel the emotions of the people that were there before. I don't remember what the theory was called, and I didn't really look much into it yet, but it definitely fascinated me.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard of that. Where like my grandma actually talks about that. Where like you can like she can walk into a home and feel the evilness that was there before. Like she actually felt that about one of her old homes, and she got it like she prayed over the house and all of that to like get the evilness out. But she like later on she finds out that there was a really evil man that lived here that did really awful stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they got something.
Does she want to go house hunting with me?
Yeah, she can.
That's
she can
my
go.
fear.
Yeah, getting a home that has like evil within. Real. Yeah, I'll loan out my grandma.
I love that. I can't wait for you to tell her.
She's in the room. She might actually hear me right now. She's right next door.
Sadly, market is horrible right now, so not currently looking, but will be hopefully.
My grandma and grandpa just bought a house, by the way. My other grandma and grandpa.
Really?
Yeah. They bought one like here where we live so that they can stay here. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
because
both their daughters live here now, and then all of the grandkids, except for I guess half the grandkids live here. So, and a lot of the great grandkids. So, yeah, they're moving over here for part of the time when it's not cold. When it's cold, they go back to Florida. Very valid.
I mean, that's the move.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I'll loan my grandma out for sussing out the evilness within.
Love that. I'll tell my boyfriend.
Protector. He's under the bed, just chilling. All right, Lila is now going to be talking about Chook Lagoon.
Chook Lagoon. Book. Chook. Wait. Book. Look. Chook.
Book. Chook. Not Chook.
Chook.
Chook. Chook Lagoon.
Chook. Chook.
Good thing you said it, because I was fully thought it was choke. Or did I say chook? Choke? Chuck? Oh my gosh, now I can't remember what I said. Look! Chook! Okay.
Okay. So, I actually was surprised I've never heard about this. Oh, wrong doc. My bad. I'm gonna move that one over here so I don't get confused. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
Oh yeah, are you looking at pictures?
Yeah,
I put a link. Yeah, because I was like, there's so many pictures. Oh, it's making me be not a robot. Okay. It's beautiful, but it's haunting. Whoo, I just got chills. So, look. Chook Lagoon. It's like in... Okay, this might be a dumb question. Is it Micronesia?
Micronesia. Yeah, Micronesia.
Micronesia. Okay. So yeah. Chook Lagoon. Wait, book look Chook.
Chook
Lagoon, dang it.
Almost had it.
Basically, it's like a large atoll in the federal states of Micronesia in the western Pacific Ocean. It forms a natural circular barrier reef enclosing a calm inner lagoon filled with islands and deep canals. Its geography made it one of the safest natural... Oh god. And I have never used this word in my life. Geography. It basically in the Pacific Ocean. It's a naturally safe area for the wildlife. There you go. Okay, so basically, here we go. The water around Chook Lagoon doesn't really... It shifts from deep blue into something quieter. So it's not like the heavy... Is heavy the word I even want to use? Waves.
Oh, okay.
It's like calmer. Which is part of the reason why it's so eerie once we get into the backstory, but like the ocean, it has secrets. Okay. Beneath the surface, we have what is known as the Ghost Fleet, okay? Well, is often described as the Ghost Fleet, which is a collection of World War II ships resting on the lagoon floor. And this is close to the surface still, because people can easily people go all the time and scuba dive there. So, okay. Anyway, dozens of vessels lie scattered across the seabed. We have cargo ships, tankers, destroyers, submarines. There's even aircraft wreckage. Some are still upright. Some are collapsed into, the coral. And many are surprisingly intact. It's as if time simply stopped moving. I hate, like, thinking about
Yeah.
it. It feels eerie to me. So, inside them, it's like the past hasn't fully dissolved. Divers will go through things all the time, moving through cargo holds and everything. Like, there's ammunition crates, porcelain dishes, bottles, aircraft parts. Like, there's a ton of stuff down there. Entire compartments feel like sealed storage rooms, paused like mid operation. It causes a very unsettling impression. So, there's a lot of skeletons down there. So, okay, part of what makes Chook. Wait. Look. Chook. Yeah, Chook so unusual is how complete the wrecks remain. In many other places, warships were salvaged or broken apart by time and sea. Here, conditions in history, they kind of it's different here. The warm water slowed certain forms of decay, so sediment settled in ways that preserved the structure. After the war, large-scale recovery never came. So, okay, I'll kind of get into it a little bit more, but basically during World War II, Japan was there and they got bombed and like sank, and a lot of Japanese people died, and wouldn't let them get the skeletons back.
Oh.
Basically. Then.
Wow.
Because, like, if you think about it, Japan was the bad guy at the time. And, like, they were starving the people there and forcing themselves onto the island like they kind of did everywhere else. And so, like, a lot of resentment, you know? It's different now, but, like, yeah, before, and, like, in Japan, like, you want to bury your dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a proper burial without burying the dead. So there's just a shit ton of skeletons there. Yeah, so large-scale recovery never came, and the fleet stayed where it fell, slowly becoming a part of the lagoon itself. So for divers like entering these wrecks, it's been described as less like exploration and more like stepping into another atmosphere entirely. Outside, there's the movement of the fish, there's coral, there's light. Inside, everything changes. Like, sounds compress, visibility is like not as strong. It's light enters really thin. It's like angled and beams through broken holes, and the silence becomes something physical. It's like all you have is breathing and bubbles, you know? Like, it's so silent. And honestly, silence like that scares me. If you can see where I do not want to end up, it is the underwater. So yeah, and like in cargo spaces and corridors, some described a sense of presence that isn't as much supernatural as much as it is like psychological. And the weight of being surrounded by objects built for life that ended so abruptly because of war. So, yeah, the experience, like, these experiences, they're intensified by, like, what the ships represent. So, like, kind of what I was talking about before. The lagoon was once a major Japanese naval stronghold in the Pacific. It was a central hub for warships, supplies lines, fuel, and aircraft during World War II. And then in 1944, it became the target of a massive U.S. carrier strike known known as Operation Hailstone. And the thing is like, I recognize that name, but had no idea that's what this was. So, over roughly 2 days, aircrafts from multiple carriers attacked the anchored fleets trapped within the lagoon's reef system, which limited escape routes, and ships shitting.
Ship
Oh,
shitting. What do they shit? Who knows?
Ships city exposed in the harbor, and destruction was very overwhelming. Dozens were sunk or disabled, hundreds of aircrafts destroyed, and thousands of personnel were lost. And what had been a functioning naval base effectively ceased to exist, like, within 2 days. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this might be after. Is this before or after Pearl Harbor? I can't remember. I remember reading about Pearl Harbor, but I cannot remember if it was before or after.
Hello.
What year? What
Welcome
year was
in.
Pearl Harbor? Hello.
Oh.
What year?
Lila's mic peak is everything.
Oh my god, it did it again.
You went
1941. Okay. It was after Pearl Harbor.
Okay.
That makes so much more sense. Oh. After the attack, the site was basically bypassed rather than occupied, leaving a ton of wreckage behind, and that decision is part of why this lagoon exists today. It's so not as like a cleared battlefield, but as like a preserved underwater field of remains, an underwater grave. The ships were never removed, never fully erased. They stayed, slowly becoming a part of the reef. And today, Chook Lagoon is one of the world's most significant wreck diving destinations. It draws technical divers, historians, and travelers from all around the world, and the tourism economy built around it is important to the local communities because it exists along a strong sense of reverence. Many visitors treat the wrecks not as attractions, but as an underwater war grave. In particular, Japanese visitors often approach the sites with a quiet, like, formality, recognizing them as places where lives were ended. And that layered relationship between tourism, remembrance, and respect kind of shapes what it is today. Now, real quick, another thing that I learned was that, like, this area where this lagoon is, it's a pretty, like, poor area, so this really is how they make their money, is through the tourism. And it is not unheard of for people to be going home with bones that are not theirs. Can you imagine taking somebody's bone home with you? Like somebody's skeleton?
No.
People are fucking crazy.
Yeah. People are insane.
I feel like that's just disrespectful. That's like taking a skeleton out of the grave. Yeah. Now it's different with, like, I feel like it's different if it's like, say, a Japanese ancestor, because there have been, like, Japanese ancestors who have gone looking for, like, family members or, like, you know, scientists collecting to identify who they are and stuff and give proper burial. That's different than taking one home as a fucking souvenir. Just saying. So yeah, okay. Oh, okay, here we are. So at the same time, the wrecks are no longer only like historical artifacts. There's also an environmental thing going on. So objects are slowly changing as decades pass underwater, obviously. Some still contain fuel oil trapped in tanks. And in recent years, concerns have grown as aging hulls begin to leak, raising fears about, different kind of fear. I know. Raising fears about long-term impacts on the lagoon's coral ecosystem and fisheries.
Honestly,
and again, this
more
is
terrifying.
How this place like makes money.
More terrifying to me, honestly.
Yeah, right? I feel so bad for like the environment and the people, because again, they're a pretty poor area. This is how they make their money. It's actually not unheard of for people to stay in surrounding areas and then visit because of that. But what was once sealed by war is now slowly interacting with the living environment around it, creating a different kind of legacy problem. So researchers sometimes refer to these ships as ghost wrecks. And the phrase captures more than their appearance. It reflects the way they exist between categories. They are remnants of industrial war, but also artificial reefs. They are historical sites, but also environmental risks. They are physically present, yet belong to the moment that is no longer accessible. So in that sense, they function like a layered archive under the water. And for the people who live around that area, the lagoon carries more than economic or historical meaning. It holds memory that extends beyond the waterline. The war reshaped the region in ways that they still feel currently and emotionally. There are people who still like have a grudge to this day, which I don't blame them.
No,
but like
I don't
there are
blame
people that still have in that area that still have a grudge to this day. So the wrecks underwater are only one part of the story. Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
The absence of the land battles and the presence of the submerged ones create like this landscape of remembrance, history, all embedded in one place. And the whole ghost wrecks thing, when I think ghost wreck, obviously I'm thinking like Flying Dutchman type shit. So I like that like researchers were able to what's the word? Like take it back as like their own thing.
Yeah.
Like make it scientific. And of course, nature has a way of rewriting everything. Coral grows across the gun turrets, fish move through engine rooms, steel becomes surface for life. What was once designed for a moment in conflict becomes stillness that supports the ecosystem. I love how, like, everything just... What's the word? I'm blanking. Continued on. Like, no, not continued on. Oh god. I cannot think of the word. Like, when species, like, adapt. Oh, adapt! Oh my god, that's the word.
Evolved!
Yeah, evolved! There we go. Yeah, that word. The transformation doesn't erase what the ships were, but it changes how they exist. They are no longer just weapons for transport. They are structures where history and biology overlap. This is why Chuk Lagoon is often described as something closer to a living museum than a memorial site. but even the world feels incomplete. Museums imply curation and distance. Here, nothing is fully separated from what it represents. The past is not displayed, it is submerged. So in that way, it feels like a place where time didn't stop, the ships did not vanish, and they remain half buried in coral and half remembered in history, forming a ghost fleet that still occupies space, still holds meaning and weight. Which honestly, that's pretty unsettling in itself.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the environmental hazards that, like, that's a big issue right now with that area. Hold on. But yeah, not only, like, is that an issue, but I just feel like the whole thing in general, like, it's quiet under there. You're down there with so many bodies and stuff. Like, I don't know. I personally would be too scared to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's also
I can't
I'm
even
surprised there's not like
anything.
some curse or something.
Oh yeah, there's definitely. I feel like there's probably something like locally, maybe, but
maybe. I didn't really find anything about a curse. It was just more of like
ocean,
the eeriness.
So
yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, I love the ocean. Don't get me wrong, but I personally hate being inside of the ocean.
Yes.
So
it's already scary.
Yeah.
Seeing a ghost fleet and
no, thank you.
thousands of dead bodies.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Especially from war. It's like from war.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize he texted me. Okay, took care of that.
Oh, okay. Anchorages.
So yeah, this one was a bit shorter, but yeah,
my
the biggest
first one
issue,
was
like I
too.
said right now, yeah, biggest issue is the environmental stuff. They are like Japan is working with them to
That's
slowly, and I think I can't remember 100%, but I think like America and some other places nearby are working to
still?
help with the. Yeah, right. Are we still? That's a pretty damn good question.
That's a good question, because I don't know, man.
With the whole ecosystem thing, no.
We can't even get into it. This will be we will get into our freaking I can't right now. We gotta start a political podcast, Lila, where all we talk about is rage.
Oh god. We would rage bait people so bad.
Yeah, I know.
So much.
You know what we could call ourselves? What do they say? The gays, theys, and thems or something? You know when they're like when they're trying to insult queer people? Yeah, we could just call ourselves that. That'll be our podcast.
That is
alright. Alright, guys. Before we get canceled. Let's go to London.
We're traveling all over the world.
We are. We are gonna be in the UK twice, but that's okay. It's different countries. So. Alright, let me get a map up here first, because the Tower of London is a lot. It's got a lot going on. Okay. So this is kind of a sketched out little map that I found that gives us all the names, all like the major stuff that I needed. So this is gonna be what we're looking at today. But okay, so the Tower of London. It's a tower in London. No, I'm just joking. It used to be the royal residence for a while. It isn't any longer, obviously. That's Buckingham Palace. But it was for a while. So there's a lot that went down here. And I kind of wanted to go throughout history, throughout different types of ghosts and hauntings. So we're going to go all over the place. I have quite a few.
Woo!
So we're going to just pop around here. So the first one I'm going to start with is probably the biggest one. And that's going to be Anne Boleyn. So Anne Boleyn.
Oh, shit!
Anne Boleyn of England.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a central garden known as Tower Green often reminds those who gaze upon it of the parties and pleasantries that many had over the centuries when the Tower of London was a royal residence. Many forget, though, that this beautiful oasis was also the scene of many horrors. One such horror was the beheading and death of Anne Boleyn, the Queen of England, in 1536 by none other than her own husband, Henry VIII, who was crazy.
Such a dick.
Yeah, who was literally crazy. Okay, so Anne, Henry VIII's second wife. So this is the second wife. If y'all have not watched Tudors, y'all need to watch Tudors, because that goes yes. That is such a good adaptation of the historical facts. I'm telling you, it's a really good representation of history. It's got some historical fiction, because they're, it's history, it's old, so they're not all going to be like right on the ball, but it has a lot of really good research put into it. Yeah. And you get to see Anne Boleyn die. Anyways, Anne Boleyn.
Die?
Yeah, she was queen for 2 brief years before being accused of treason and adultery, and ultimately meeting her horrific end by none other than her husband, Henry VIII. Again, I gotta say, it's her husband, guys. Her husband is the culprit. He's not a good guy. So.
Not at all.
She knows this is her end. She mounts the steps of the private execution site before kneeling, and the headsman, dressed in black, steps forward and, perhaps mercifully, swings his sword with one stroke, severing her head with her not looking. So she doesn't even see it coming.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I definitely think that it was... Sorry.
Yep. Yeah,
I definitely think it was mercy.
Yeah. Also, she was beheaded with a sword, which was not very common. It was usually done with an axe, but the sword was quicker and more painless because, axes weren't very effective back then. So you had to chop a lot for that. So very much a lot of mercy here, whether that was from the executioner's side or someone else in the palace. Definitely not her husband, I feel like.
I was gonna say, definitely not him.
Yeah. But yeah, she didn't even see it coming, and it was very quick and clean. There was a lot of horror within the crowd still, because, as some of you may not know, when someone is beheaded, the muscles in their face are still going off, the energy in their nerves still going off, so eyes were moving, lips were moving, and people were horrified. I can't imagine,
yeah.
Let me just say
that would be scary. Even...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, even knowing it would be scary.
Yeah, no. I cannot imagine living in a time where we just watch people be executed all the time. There was a time where, whenever someone was executed, it was out in the town, and you all just, kids and parents and grandparents and pets, we were all just watching these people die, and I'm, baffled. I cannot imagine. But yeah, no, people were horrified, as they should be. And soon her body was taken away, put in an old arrow chest, and buried beneath the altar in the Chapel Royal of St. Peter ad Vincula, I think. And that chapel is right to the north of Tower Green. So you could see Tower Green in green here, and then the execution block, and then the chapel. So literally, they're right close to each other. So that's where she's buried, in the chapel. And this death had a lot of impact on the people of Britain. And throughout the centuries that followed, Anne's ghost has been spotted countless times. Anne's story has been told countless times. And I feel like a lot of haunting legends are also about people knowing a lot about them, right? Like, because you can say oh, this house is haunted, but once someone has this person is haunting this house, that's when it spreads, and I feel like the haunting becomes a whole different thing. Because I think that a lot, like I said before, belief puts a lot of impact into a haunting, whether it's real or not. So Anne's death is a huge one for the Tower of London, but also for Britain in general. So, in 1864, we have a recorded incident. A soldier guarding the tower saw terrifying, headless figure, who he later identifies as Anne, and panics and tries to stab it with his bayonet. Of course, the bayonet does not hit her. It goes through the ghostly figure, and he promptly faints from fright. Well, people find him, and they're like, dude, this guy is sleeping on the job. This is not allowed. So he gets court-martialed. He gets court-martialed for this. And luckily, there are some other people on duty, and he gets 2 witnesses that were at the window of the bloody tower that come forward and corroborate his story. And so he gets to be acquitted. Imagine seeing a ghost, fainting, and then losing your job. That would be so sad. So that's one story. A lot of these stories are centuries, and many, many centuries will see this phantom over the years, which kind of garnered this post as evil. Evil has an evil reputation. If you're gonna be a century, you're gonna be dealing with evil shit, is what the gig is. And 1876, after Queen Victoria ordered that the bodies in the chapel be exhumed and buried more appropriately, there was another incident. So, a soldier who was patrolling the tower at the time reported seeing a light burning in the closed chapel. So he goes to investigate. He climbs up to a window to get a better look, and he looks down, and he says that he sees a procession of knights and ladies walking through the chapel, all led by a headless Anne Boleyn. And this is one of the biggest things that people see. So a lot of them see a procession of a bunch of nobles, of her ladies, of some knights, and of her walking from Tower Green, where she was executed, all the way to the chapel where she was buried. And that is a common one. So there's a lot of unrest with a lot of these hauntings, a lot of unrest with their stories, and a lot of reliving things. They walk the same paths they walked right before they died, or they walk the path of their death, or haunt specific areas because of certain elements.
I mean, I feel like it makes sense, because if you were a spirit haunting something, it would be something that you are vengeful or restless about.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be an execution, an unwarranted execution. Unwarranted, unnecessary, cruel, tragic, horrific, all of those, all of the above. And she had to leave by her child.
Yeah, and didn't he keep changing when it was gonna happen?
Yeah.
So she kept getting she thought she was ready to die, but then it didn't happen, and then she just kept over and over again. God, I hate him. I hope she haunted his ass.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, no, that's the biggest story of Tower of London, because Anne Boleyn was a huge historical figure. But another big one. I'm gonna start this one off with the poem, guys. Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. I've never heard this rhyme except for the remember, remember the 5th of November. And it is a holiday, a day of remembrance for this guy named Guy.
Oh.
His name's Guy Fawkes. Yeah, his name's Guy Fawkes. And it is about this failed gunpowder plot that was done in 1605. And it was done by Guy, but also a bunch of other people were his co-conspirators. And he wasn't even like the big planner, but for whatever reason, Guy is the face of this thing. So Guy, he and his co-conspirators attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament, sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they obviously don't succeed. They get captured. And Fawkes gets tortured excruciatingly. So excruciatingly, in fact, that this is his signature before and after torture.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so he especially must have been like doing something to his writing hand, because his signature is completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
he was tortured a lot and really horrifically. And by the end, he was broken. He was a broken man. He revealed his co-conspirators under this condition. They were all rounded up, and most were put to the most terrible deaths, that being hanged, drawn, and quartered, which, I hate. I don't know if you've ever, like, experienced watching that in, like, a film or something, but being drawn and quartered is, like, horrific. I can't watch it.
I have not. I don't know if I want to.
No, you don't. You don't. So, they all get horrifically killed, including Fawkes himself. And like I said, it's pretty easy to believe that something this intensely horrific is gonna lead to a haunting, right? Like, this is like such a tragic and horrific death.
Unnecessary.
And unnecessarily horrific. Like, he didn't like do something, like, I guess treason, I guess, is what it would be. Maybe that's why, but damn. Yeah, so this is one that is very intense when it happens. There's, screams, stifled cries of pain, through the heavy doors at the base of White Tower, which is where he was tortured. And yeah, visitors, sentries. A lot of the sentries are going to be the main focus of the hauntings, because they're there at night. They're there in the middle of the night. They're there at the witching hour. They're there whenever that, it's quiet and it's dark, and they're going to have a lot. I mean, I couldn't be a sentry here, y'all. Some of these stories, man, like, I can't imagine hearing screams of absolute agony in the middle of the night, just like randomly. Like,
God, that's horrifying.
Yeah. So, Anne Boleyn and Guy Fawkes, very sad. All of these are going to be sad, to be honest, actually. They're all going to be sad. Yeah. So, those are the first two. Then we go towards the outer ward, which is the space in between the, like, outer wall and the inner wall. So it's like this space of, like, greenish area, I think. And the southernmost stretch is known as Water Lane, or Wakefield Tower. So where it says Wakefield Tower here on the south, that's where we're talking about. So Wakefield Tower is one of the most ancient towers within the fortress. It served as many, many, many functions over the centuries, but obviously the most gruesome is going to be when it was a prison. So, when it was a prison, had a lot of different types of prisoners, but one of the most distinguished prisoners was King Henry VI. Yes, a king was imprisoned here. So, King Henry VI, he was a real, nice guy. He was real gentle. He wasn't, much of a leader. He wasn't, really harsh or cold. And, well, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the massive civil strife that was going on in his country when he became king. And after the War of the Roses, he was captured and kept in his own tower. And it was here that he eventually met his end at the end of a dagger. And throughout the years, it's been said that the king's pale figure has been seen wandering fitfully outside the chamber in which he was brutally slain.
Chills.
Yeah. So,
that sucks.
Kind, gentle king wasn't ready for the harsh, harsh world and died. Yeah. Now let's get into something a bit silly. A bear.
Okay. Oh.
So, okay. Henry III, he had a menagerie of wild animals at the Tower of London. He had a zoo. And that included lions, leopards from the Roman Emperor Frederick II in 1235, pumas, tigers, jackals, and an elephant from France, even a polar bear.
Jesus!
And lots of visitors came to the tower to see all of the creatures, and bear baiting became a popular pastime in the 16th and 17th century in London. And yeah, so we had a zoo going on in the Tower of London for a bit, and according to one Victorian tale, there was an apparition of a fearsome bear that would haunt the tower's grounds. This phantom bear is allegedly so terrifying that it is responsible for the death of a soldier who collapsed after one encounter in the 19th century. According
these
to
poor soldiers.
I know, these poor soldiers are always getting the brunt of this. According to one dramatic account, while resting in his quarters in the Martin Tower, the jewel housekeeper was startled by a mysterious apparition. Before his eyes, a cloud of smoke took the shape of a pyramid of dark, thick gray with something working towards its center. In a panic, he threw his chair at the figure, but it passed through and struck the wall behind. Hearing the commotion, a frantic soldier attended the scene, only to be attacked by the figure himself. This was a bit silly. We have a bear haunting. But also I can see it, because we had a zoo in the Tower of London. What? What is that?
That's insane. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. We just had a zoo. So I can see a lot of animals being like, this place was fucked up and I hate all of you. And I'm gonna haunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I saw bear baiting in the book I was reading. Oh yeah, illegal historical blood sport. And let's see. Chaining a bear in an arena or pit and forcing it to fight other animals. Yeah, no, if I was a bear that was forced to fight other animals, I would fully haunt this place.
Yeah.
They were forced to fight dogs. Oh, Dexter. I'd never let you fight a bear. I'd never let you fight a bear.
God.
He's sleeping. He's like, why are you touching me? Why are you talking to me?
Oh, he doesn't understand.
He's just sleeping. But yeah, no, bear baiting? I would haunt the shit out of this place.
Yeah, that's... Oh, God, I hate people.
People were weird. People are still weird. I still hate people sometimes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, no thank you.
I don't like how people are.
Me neither.
Why
can't we just leave the world alone?
Humanity. Yeah, like humanity.
Like, just stop. Humanity?
Exactly.
Just stop. Stop it. Get some help.
Just yes, yes. If only we wouldn't do that.
You can never get help.
Humanity wouldn't do that.
All right, our next ghost, Sir Walter Raleigh. Raleigh. I think it's Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh was an adventurer, a scientist, and he was also the favorite of Queen Elizabeth. Not our Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth the first, maybe.
The first?
Yeah, I think the first because there's no number to it. So it just said Queen Elizabeth in the book. So I'm assuming it meant either the Queen Elizabeth of the time or maybe Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's the 1600s. So yeah, I think it's the first. Once Queen Elizabeth was gone and the next monarch stepped up, James I, his time in the sun would end. He was very close to Queen Elizabeth, and I think that probably wasn't the best for him because he was soon accused of treasonable plotting and confined to the Bloody Tower for 13 years. So
Are you fucking shitting me?
We're not dead yet. He's still there. He's 13 years, and he's just staying there. But he was a super well-liked man. The citizens loved him. The workers loved him. Like, everyone loved this guy. He was very personable, very charismatic. He would stroll around his confines dressed to the height of fashion. Like, he always had the best clothes. He had deals with the seamstresses and all of that. Like, he was always dressed to impress. And
yes.
Yeah, he was living life the best he could in confinement, right? But he was still confined. But also, he was slowly but surely being sapped of his health and energy. The cold stone, the lack of sunlight. Eventually, it caught up with him, and he soon developed rheumatism, and that racked his aging joints terribly. So he did eventually start to feel a lot worse, and by that point, King James was in deliberations. He was very anxious to finish up these peace talks he was having with Philip of Spain. And Spain did not like Raleigh because he had plundered a lot of gold from them during his adventuring days. And so they agreed to execute him if they would agree to the peace talks. So King James agrees, and on October 24th, 1618, Raleigh is awakened from sleep and told his fate. He met death bravely. As the axe descended, he never, lowered his head. He never showed weakness. He was very regal about everything. And his phantom has been seen floating silently through the rooms of the Bloody Tower, specifically where he would stroll back and forth in his confines. But he also, like the area that he was, it has been taken apart and used for other things. So the yeoman warders, who are like a type of prison guard in the towers, they like live on site with their families, and they were using parts of his chambers to build houses. And so one of the
poor taste.
Yeah, I know. One of the the houses was, there's a story from it. So 1976. So we're getting way later from when he died. He died in 1618. 1976, a wife of one of those guards was going to prepare a bath, and she went to turn on the faucet, and a hand brushed gently over the small of her back. She turned to swat the hand of her husband away when she remembered he was a watchman for the night and had left the house hours ago. Now, funnily enough, apparently these wives were not very scared of these ghosts because the story goes that she basically told off Rayleigh and said, like, you stop that. Like, get out of here, buddy.
Damn!
I'm trying to take a bath. But that's still, like, eerie. Like, you fully have someone's, like, prison as a piece of your home. And you, like, feel this ghostly presence. Especially when you're about to take a bath. Ew.
Yeah, I know. Like, one of my biggest... I don't know, like... I've definitely thought about it before, but I'm like, what if, like, there's a ghost watching me, like, shower
I've thought about that, too!
That's a very real fear of mine.
I know. I've also...
Very real.
Same. I used to close my eyes and, like, feel, like, eerie, like, vibes up my back, and I'd be like... I'd look around, like, is there a serial killer in here, or is it, like, a ghost? Like, I'd get so creeped out. Ugh.
Yes! Dude.
I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. But yeah, no. If I was that wife, I mean, I would probably be like, can you get out of here? I'm trying to take a bath. If it, like, happened that often, but I would be creeped. And he touched her back, the small of her back. He's a player. He's a player ghost. He's trying to get some. But yeah.
Dude.
Another execution, another ghost. You sense a pattern here.
Yeah. Huh, I wonder why. Why would they ever want to
come back for vengeance and haunt you? I'm not gonna lie.
Why would they ever not be able to move on?
Yeah, there's a lot. The next 4 are all just the same, like, execution, kind of. Well, one of them's not an execution. There are 2 of them. One of them's just, yeah, no, we'll get to it. Okay, so next one. Margaret Pole. Margaret Pole was the Countess of Salisbury, and she was 70, over 70, when she was slain as an act of vengeance by King Henry VIII. The crazy guy's back, guys. So.
Hate that.
Yeah. Her son was a cardinal Pole, and he was from France, and, well, he was talking shit about the king's religious beliefs, and in retribution, the king decided to have the cardinal's mother executed by the axe. So she is dragged off to be executed, gets to the scaffold. She is very vocal about her innocence. She's proclaiming that she is innocent. There's no reason for her to be executed. This is, like, done under false pretenses. This is sinful. This is awful, blah, blah, blah. And she also refuses to kneel over the block and basically says, cut my head off if you can. And is running around this block while this axeman is pursuing her. And she literally is hacked to death in a spray of blood.
Jesus.
Like super much, like very much power to her, but also that's a horrific way to die.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
Like, power to you, girl, but damn, that's horrific. And obviously, her very proud spirit has been seen still shrieking in defiance at both the execution site and where she was being held. And on the anniversary of her death, she is reported to be seen running around the scaffold site being pursued by a spectral axeman.
Oh my god.
So reliving her execution over and over every year on the anniversary of her death.
Sucks, but at the same time, that's kind of, like, wicked.
Yeah. Like, if I saw that, I would, like, it's gruesome. Like, having someone beheaded, that's already bad enough, but literally having someone get beheaded while they're being chased and just, like, that's awful. Fully awful. Yeah, no, Margaret Pole is probably one of the most gruesome that I read. So I found a book. I should probably tell you about this as well, so that y'all can look it up if you want. Yeah, Ghosts of the Tower of London by Jeffrey Abbott, and it's a book from 1922.
Huh.
Yeah. So, it's a book that I found that goes through each tower and kind of talks about the different hauntings that people have talked about over the years, and yeah. So, some of these hauntings I'm talking about are that. Some of them are from other like sources. Some of like the older ones, obviously. But 1989. Sorry, it was published in 1989. So it goes through each tower, talks about each ghost. So there's even more ghosts than what I'm going to talk about. I didn't want us to be going for like 4 hours because I need sleep. Lila needs sleep. And next episode's going to be a big one for me. So I wanted to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is The White Figure. And this one is kind of in most castles. Like a gray lady. Yeah. It's a very common thing amongst castles specifically. And
I was gonna say I have something similar in mind.
Yeah, you'll probably talk about it as well. But specifically in this one, visitors have talked about glimpsing a figure in white out of the corner of their eyes. And then quite suddenly, they smell a terrible, pungent smell of an old, overpowering perfume. Yeah. So, it's like old lady white figure, I guess, because it's giving like very old grandma perfume that is like way too strong or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, other visitors have described the feeling of like the world closing in around them when they see this figure out the side of their eyes, or chills running down their spine. And in recent years, tourists have been reporting something like a tapping on the shoulder. And when they turn around, there's nothing there, just a wisp of white, which disappears in their peripheral vision. So the stories have evolved since like the beginning. At first, it was just a like slight seeing you in the side eye. Then there was a smell added. Now there's chills, and now there's actual physical feelings of like touch, which I think is an interesting thing, kind of to delve into, like the series of like how the stories change over time. Because if you know about hauntings and about ghosts, there is a theory that like ghosts get stronger as like time goes on. So the changing of the stories can make sense because of that. It gets more cursed, T-Deck. It gets more cursed.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. They're on this earth longer and they're absorbing more, aura.
Aura. Mood.
Yeah, so that I think makes a lot of sense with specifically the white figure, because that's the one that I saw like evolve the most. Do bear in mind that I am taking a source that is literally almost 30 years old, 40 years old now. So yeah, because it's from 1989, and I didn't but that's like literally the only source that I could find that really encompassed all of the different towers of London, because there's a lot of them that just kind of brush over a lot of things, and I wanted to dive in, so we dove in. Someone needs to update this book. Rewrite it.
Someone. Yes, I agree.
All right, so let's
rewrite it and then we can read it.
Yes, please. Let's go with I guess we'll do the twins first, and then we'll do the last one. Okay.
Ooh.
So, the twin. Well, they're not twins. They're just brothers. Sorry. I keep thinking they're twins because I see pictures of them. They're little kids, so like they look like little like twins holding hands like in the scary movies, but they're not twins. They are 2 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 years apart, I think, actually. So, the young princes. In 1483, 2 young princes were murdered in the Tower of London. And it's a case that was never solved to this day. So don't know who killed him. There's theories, but no proven.
Damn.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. So their 12-year-old King Edward V, so he was the king at the time, and his 9-year-old brother, Richard, Duke of York, they were taken from their mother's care and put into the custody of their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester? However you say that name. And they were placed with their uncle, and their uncle placed them in the Bloody Tower. And lo and behold,
I hate that.
They were never seen again, and their uncle stepped up to the plate and became King Richard III. So I have my own theories, but
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
what the fuck, man?
Many believe that one of the boys was smothered while the other one was stabbed. Probably the king being the one that was stabbed and the younger one being smothered. And I do have an update on their case. I know, we're doing like cold case update true crime. But in 1674, they did find 2 skeletons beneath an external stairway of the White Tower that fit the age and time frame of the brothers. So it's just assumed that those are the 2 brothers that died.
Dude, kids?
Yeah.
That's fucking horrible.
He wanted to be king. And he was like, just kids? I can take out kids. I don't have to take out an adult? Sick. But, like, to be given to get custody of your sister's children and then kill them is diabolical.
Wild. That's yeah.
Like,
that's horrible.
Yeah. So, obviously, horrible, horrific murders. We have shadowy figures of 2 lost little boys holding hands. That's the common theme with all the stories. I can't imagine holding hands, being lost in death together. Like, you're so, like, you don't understand what's going on. You're just a ghost, and you're just there with your brother, and you're just scared. Like, oh, my heart breaks.
Yeah, oh my god. My heart!
Yeah, so they're always holding hands in all of the stories that I could find about them, and they drift between rooms and melt into the walls. And this one is one of the most common sights in the White Towers, especially, but in the Tower of London. Yeah, no, it's really sad. It's really sad, D-Tech. Like, genuinely a very sad story. And now we get on to my last one. Lady Jane Grey.
Yeah. I don't like that one. Oh!
Which you may have heard, because she's also one of the most known ones. And also her story, I think, has been told in media as well. So, Lady Jane Grey, she was the daughter-in-law to Lord Guildford Dudley, who was a close advisor to the alien King Edward VI. He was a very young king. They mostly are, it seems.
I was gonna say, it seems like a trend here.
And he wanted his son to marry Lady Jane because she was, in fact, the king's cousin. So he would have an in to the throne. And it would have given him a good chance of not him becoming king, but of his son becoming king, and of him having a bit of that power, a bit of that flex.
God, the parents back then.
I know.
I feel like that's a trend.
Yeah. So he finally gets the king to agree to this matrimony, right? And conveniently, he dies shortly after. And Lord Guildford proclaims that Lady Jane Grey is the Queen of England. Completely unaware that the country does not want that. Like, they didn't want that. He shouldn't have brought it up because drama. That was not the move.
Yeah.
He did not like get a poll going or anything. He fully did not understand what the public wanted. They wanted
oh God.
the dead king's sister, Mary Tudor, who you definitely know, to be the queen.
That name sounds...
Yeah, you...
Oh!
Yeah, Queen Mary Tudor. Yeah.
Oh!
So that is who the public wanted, and there were uprisings, and Lady Jane's days as the queen were numbered. And she was beheaded in Tower Green.
That poor girl.
Didn't want it. Didn't want to be queen. Didn't want any of this. She was just married to this guy, and the dad was awful. That's literally all. Now, the father-in-law, piece of work. He's down on his knees begging for mercy, and he's promising to denounce his faith and embrace Catholicism. And Mary Tudor, she permits this. She permits this change of faith, right? So he does the whole ceremony, he becomes Catholic, and then she promptly executes him.
Thank God.
Yeah. So she was like, yeah, you become Catholic. Yeah, that's great. You're gonna die, though. Yeah, you're still gonna die. So, father-in-law's dead. Thank everything above that he actually gets consequences for what he's done. Because Lady Jane did not deserve this.
No, not at all.
Lady Jane's husband, so the son of the father-in-law, and his brothers, they're all imprisoned in the Beauchamp Tower, which is... Where are you? On the left.
Here I am.
Oh my gosh, I freaking have to sing that song. TT finger, where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Oh my gosh, I hate that song. I have to sing it all the time.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so Beauchamp Tower, and this is gonna hit your heart, Lila. In the tower, there has been discovered 2 carvings of the name Jane on the walls.
Oh no!
So her husband fully was missing her and grieving her and writing her name on the wall, and sad.
Okay, that's like really sad.
Yeah.
No.
So one of the brothers dies in imprisonment. The other 3 get released, but of course her husband, who, was married to the Queen of England, he gets beheaded and joins her in the afterlife. Yeah. So,
damn.
Not a lot of stories about, like, people seeing the father-in-law or the son, but a lot of people have seen Lady Grey walking the halls of Tower of London. So, yeah, I wanted to include them as well because they are a huge part of her story and the reason that she died, especially the dad, but, like, also they're not really involved in the hauntings part of it, but they are involved in her story of why she would want to haunt them.
Yeah. Dude, that is so sad. Like, why couldn't they have an alternate timeline where they lived happily together?
Yeah,
with babies.
Her father-in-law didn't proclaim that she was the queen, and she got to just, like, live life.
Yeah. Dude, I could see why, like, maybe the husband isn't haunting.
Yeah.
Just because, like, what's the word? Because he found peace after dying.
Yeah.
Where she would not have.
Yeah.
And the father, I don't know.
Yeah.
Him, I can't explain. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe he felt justified in his shit, so he didn't, I don't know. We need a nice ghost haunting whose story is super happy to balance this out. Yeah, no. The Tower of London is just filled with executions, wrongful executions, torture.
Oh, mine is not much better, so...
Yeah. This, hauntings are just a sad episode, man. Oh, T-Deck, before I forget, this is, another thing. This is the signature of one of the guys that is supposedly haunting, that his signature before torture and his signature after torture. Just a fun little factoid for you.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Poor guy. Like, poor guy. He wasn't, like, from what I was reading, he wasn't tortured for a very long, like, length of time. It was just so excruciating that it, like, broke him.
Thank God it wasn't for a long time.
I truly hope it wasn't. I truly hope that those were not, like, hours and hours and hours of intense pain or days. Ugh. And all for trying to blow up the parliament. Okay, that is a pretty big that's a pretty big crime, I gotta say. He did try to blow up parliament. Which
like,
there was a reason though, and like they celebrate him, so it must have been a really good reason. Let me see. Let me make sure what it was.
Go on.
Oh yeah, and also
make sure.
I forgot to mention, his face is the inspiration for the V for Vendetta mask. That's who that mask is modeled after, because his little mustache and his so that's who the V for Vendetta mask is modeled after.
Interesting. Huh.
He was a part of the English Catholics. So he was trying to fight for his right to be a Catholic, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, he was hanged, drawn, and quartered. Ugh. Painful.
I hate that.
At the age of 35. He was a young man. But yeah, so they observe Guy Fawkes Day every year, November 5th. Remember, November 5th. Gunpowder, treason, and no. Remember the 5th of November. Sorry, they say it backwards to us. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. So they celebrate him every year on November the 5th.
Gosh, still, like, what a way to go.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Genuinely sad, excruciating. Can't imagine being tortured like that. Or executed like that. Like, fill me up with drugs. I don't want to be beheaded. Like,
right?
Or like when they used to like shoot people, like with the like line of guns.
Oh
yeah. Or like stoning people like witches. Oh, and we're like putting them on fire. Oh,
dude,
we used to execute people in like the most like awful ways.
Horrific ways. Horrific.
Humans are kind of savage.
I could never.
Like, we have not grown. We are still like those cavemen, man. I'm telling you.
We are.
Yeah, we're mean. We're mean. Humans are really mean. To the earth, to themselves, to each other. All right. Anyways, Lila's gonna cheer you guys up with more executions.
How about more torture? That's kind of where this is going.
Yeah, no, you can do torture instead of execution. We're all here for torture, right, guys? But put in a W in the chat if you're here for torture.
I will say
no one puts
it doesn't. I don't. Dude, yeah, right.
Please don't.
Do not go too like into detail with some of it. Like,
that's totally fine.
It's just not necessary.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Just like how I didn't describe to you what being drawn and quartered is, we just can like bypass that part.
Yeah.
No one needs to know. Just know it's awful.
I was gonna say I might look it up, but not watch it.
Yeah, no, don't watch it. Yeah. Just like read a description if you're that curious about it, but
yeah. Probably what I'm gonna do. Okay. So let me
drawn means he got a portrait painted of him, probably. You're so right.
I love that. That's what we're going with. Okay. So we are now flying over to Ireland across the sea. Sorry, that was a big stretch. Flying over to Ireland across the sea. Let's see here. Okay, so Leap Castle. Whoops. Crap. I accidentally pushed myself away from my desk.
Okay, I'm getting a picture of Leap Castle anyways.
Okay, here we go.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah, kind of. Maybe.
It's beautiful, even if it's haunted. I'll find
I'm
gonna find a haunting picture of it.
You do that. Leap Castle is located in County Offaly, Ireland. Sitting in a quiet stretch of rural countryside that feels like it's deliberately removed from like modern noise. Like it's it's just there.
Yeah.
In its own world. It rises from natural rocky outcrop above farmland, positioning chosen for visibility and defense, giving it a watchful, elevated presence over the surrounding land. Even today, the landscape around it remains sparse and open, which only deepens the sense of isolation. And when I tell you the people that lived in this place were fucking horrible, woohoo, baby. So, the structure itself was built. My bad. As a medieval tower house with construction generally placed between like the late 1400s, early 1500s, around that time span. Though some elements may reach earlier foundations. So, the tower houses like this were built for survival rather than comfort. Thick stone walls, narrow staircases, and vertically stacked rooms allowed families to defend themselves during constant regional conflict. That does look like a very eerie picture. Holy crap.
I found the eeriest I could find, man.
Damn. Good job. The earliest phase of Leap Castle is associated with the O'Bannon clan? O'Bannon? Does that sound right? O'Bannon?
That does sound right. That does.
Yeah, O'Bannon clan, who likely established the initial fortification on the site. Control later passed to the O'Carroll clan, a powerful Gaelic dynasty in the kingdom of... Oh god. Ellie? No. Ellie. A kingdom who expanded and materialized the structure into a far more complex stronghold. And it's under the O'Carrolls that the castle's record history and oral tradition became tightly interwoven. The O'Carrolls were a ruling Gaelic family known for not only extreme warfare, but for repeated internal succession conflicts. Oh boy, does this get bad. So, there are genealogical accounts and later traditions describe a cycle of violence within the family itself, where leadership was often contested through assassination or betrayal, including a priest. John O'Carroll is often identified as one of the early... You want to talk about Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Game of Thrones meet pre-Game of Thrones. The Bloody Chapel, which we will be getting into. Yeah, John O'Carroll is often identified as one of the early princes of... God, I wish I would have looked up how to say that. It's literally E-L-Y. It's 3 letters.
E-L-I. Eli?
Eli? Maybe? I don't know. And it's linked to the earliest development of the castle. He is said to have died at Leap Castle from plague. His son, Mallory? Oh my god. Mallory? I don't know.
Which doc are you in? Let me pull
the script.
Okay.
This is bad.
Right,
Let me
find Lila here. Mulroney.
Known as the Great Mulroney, ruled for several decades and is often described as a stabilizing figure, dying around 1532. After his death, succession became increasingly unstable. God, why do you have to go and die like that? Oh my lord. Fear... Sero, don't leave me, come back.
Birgenheim?
I highlighted. Birgenheim! O'Carroll is remembered in tradition for killing a guest during a banquet and later being killed himself. His descendants...
That's fully not right, by the way. Oh. We're talking about a country that, their spelling is, totally not what we think it is.
Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking that earlier. I was like, we're doing Gaelic and stuff, and I'm over here like, I don't fucking know.
I'm gonna look these up while you're talking, and then I'll just randomly let you know what they are.
Okay. His descendants and relatives continue the pattern. Then we got... But I highlight the names. I'm gonna say Teggy, but I don't think that's right at all.
Fargananim. Okay, and Teague? It's oh my gosh, stop.
Tig?
Okay, let me find it.
Fargananim O'Carroll is remembered in tradition for killing a guest during a... Oh god.
Oh, it's Tig.
Tig. Okay. His descendants and relatives continue the pattern. Tig O'Carroll is killed by kin William... See, I know that one. Odhar Carroll is killed in retaliation. They're all just killing each other. And power repeatedly shift through cycles of vengeance and retribution. One of the most persistent motifs from this period is the use of feasts as instruments of betrayal. So, okay, this is some fucked up shit. There's a mercenary group. So, okay, this would happen, so often that it was more than just one thing. Either mercenary groups that they worked with and hired, or rival clans would be invited into the castle after service or negotiation, only to be killed once trust had been established. Some traditions describe poisoning. Others stage massacres.
Okay.
And in several accounts, bodies being disposed of within deeper parts of the structure, which we'll get into, because holy fuck, that is such a gruesome way to go. Wooden stakes. While details vary, the pattern of hospitality turning into violence remains one of the strongest threads in the castle's oral history. By 1629, ownership transitions away from the Gaelic O'Carroll line into the Anglo-Irish hands, eventually becoming associated with the Darby family during the plantation era. This makes a major political and cultural shift in the castle's identity. The Darbys maintained Leap Castle for several centuries as a private residence. By the 19th century, the castle had already accumulated a layered reputation shaped by clan history, oral storytelling, and local tradition. That reputation intensified further after damage during the Irish Civil War in 1922, when the castle was burned and left in heavily ruined state. This destruction is key to its modern appearance. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Creating the exposed stone, broken interior lines, and fragmented structure seen today. In the late 20th century, the castle was purchased and gradually restored by the Ryan family, who continue to live there today.
Ooh.
Restoration has been partially and intentionally non-uniform, meaning large sections remain rough, unfinished, or visibly ancient. Unlike a museum, Leap Castle is a lived-in structure rather than a curated one. Access today is limited and informal. Small groups are brought through by the owners with storytelling that shifts between history, memory, and lived interpretations. There is no fixed exhibition path, which means the building is encountered as it exists rather than as it is explained. Once inside, the experience begins to change, because people do not only leave talking about history, they leave talking about what the building felt like when it stopped feeling like it was being explained. One of the most commonly reported experiences is what visitors describe as the man in the corner. He never announces himself. There is no sound or transition. It is just simply noticed. A dark human-shaped figure positioned in the corner, stair landings, or door frames, always still, never reacting, never moving. Witnesses describe a moment of hesitation as if recognition itself feels like a boundary that should not be crossed, and when intention fully locks in, the figure is gone. Not just like leaving gone, like just completely absent. Then there's the elemental. So this is a big one. The elemental is a big one. Unlike a figure-based haunting, this presence is experienced as a shift in the room itself. Temperature drops that feel internal rather than environmental. Pressure in the chest, conversation fading without a conscious decision, and a sense that awareness in the space has changed. Some accounts describe like a metallic or decayed odor with no source. Others describe an undefined feeling of being observed without origin or direction. There's no consistent form for the elemental, only the sense that the environment itself has like become aware, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that experience has become known as the elemental. So it's not necessarily like a ghost, but as the way of naming that feeling. Even though it doesn't necessarily have a shape, that just like overall feeling of
eeriness.
Like anxiousness, eeriness, there we go. Yeah. Now, here's my Lady in White story. This is the Lady in Red. This is a big one.
Ooh.
This is a big one because so there is a woman who I believe she married into the family. Her name was Mildred Darby. And Mildred, there's written records from Mildred about her experiences in the castle during her time there. So the Lady in Red is one of them. Okay, so the Lady in Red, she is described as a very tall woman in a red dress, sometimes holding a dagger raised at her hand. In many accounts, she's appeared with a faint internal glow, as if the light originates within her rather than around her. Her presence is often preceded by a deep, invasive cold that feels like it spreads throughout the body rather than the air. Her origin is tied in tradition to the violence within the O'Carroll lineage, which we kind of...
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Capture, assault, the loss of a child, and eventual suicide with a blade. While variations exist, the emotional structure of the story remains consistent. One of the earliest detailed accounts come from the Occult Review, where a guest describes waking in total darkness during the night. An unnatural cold begins to concentrate in the chest. In the center of the room stands a tall figure in red, holding a raised dagger. The light around her appears internal, like illuminating through glass. The witness speaks, receives no answer, and then lights the candle. In that instance, the figure disappears completely.
Ooh, shivers.
And Mildred Darby, because remember, it went O'Carroll's and then it went the Darbys.
Yeah.
So Mildred Darby also writes of similar experiences, describing a tall woman in a scarlet dress associated with upper rooms and spaces linked to children, sometimes accompanied by sobbing or a sense of grief embedded in the environment itself. Not all encounters resolve into one identity. Some repeat as, like, fragments. So the overall, like, theory of what happened to this woman, obviously, like, the O'Carrolls killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the one thing's for sure, something with a child. Like, loss, I don't know if it's, like, loss of child, capture, assault, and loss of child. Like, that's always the theme within her story. So, but yes, that the red lady, or the lady in red, is a very, very big one. Then we also have the murdered woman, which is separate from the lady in red. Look at these people killing women. Don't you just love to see it?
Yeah.
So the murdered woman is similar, another one of these. She appears inconsistently. A woman with a cloth over her face, a sudden scream cutting through the silence, and a drop in temperature so sharp it feels physical. In one Darby era account, God, though Carol's killing all these people and then the Darby's just living through it all.
Yeah.
In the Darby era account, she is heard ascending a staircase slowly. The air becomes bitterly cold as she passes. She reaches a landing, pauses at the window, and collapses heavily. The sound is described as alternating the weight of the room itself. Afterwards, silence returns, but feels denser than before. In another variation, she is seen fleeing through the upper corridors before a moment of violence that appears to affect the entire castle, briefly illuminating it before returning to darkness. And then this kind of could tie in with the lady in red, but there's also accounts of a red-coated figure appearing in later investigations. But basically just, it's a looping reenactment of violence involving women. That's basically what, like, is happening. So, women were not spared, and neither were children. So then there are the children.
Not the children.
I actually did not read through the children one fully before this. So, Emily and Charlotte. Emily is described to be around 11 or 12. Charlotte younger, about 6 or 7. Oh, God. Oh my god. Okay. 6 or
Stop. I just
7.
realized what you were gonna say.
It's like, no!
Not that
No!
meme.
I hate it so much. Man, I just lost my fucking play. To that stupid thing. Okay, so Charlotte 11 or 12, and no, Emily is 11 or 12. Charlotte is 6 or the other number. They are most often seen in the main hall and staircases, moving as though the space is familiar and unchanged. Emily is associated with a fall from the battlements. Some external witnesses report seeing a falling figure that disappears before impact, accompanied by a child's scream that cuts off abruptly. Charlotte is often described following her, sometimes with a twisted leg that drags as she moves. Now, Mildred here, Mildred Darby herself records an encounter with a young girl in her bedroom. She describes waking to see a child standing by the fireplace. God, I would freak the fuck out,
yeah,
okay?
No.
One hand on the chimney piece. Assuming it's her own child, she checks the bed and finds her daughter asleep! Bride scream. There is no fire, no light source, and no explanation. Now, there's also the governess's presence, which kind of intertwines with the kids. Often seen with the children, the old maid seated near the fire in the main hall, described in period clothing and sometimes accompanied by older figures. Again, in Darby's account, the old man. Oh, I said old maid. I meant man. My bad. So there was a governess and then there was an old man.
Oh, okay.
The old man sometimes appears to obstruct movement deeper into the castle, as if acting as a boundary presence. That's some horror movie stuff. Yeah. And beneath all of this sits one of the most structurally significant spaces in the entire castle. So we have the Bloody Chapel and the, I don't know how to say that.
Oubliette?
Beneath it. Oubliette. That's what it is. That is what it's called. Oubliette. I knew I was going to forget how to pronounce that. The Bloody Chapel. So, the Bloody Chapel is an upper level room, originally functioning as a private place of worship within the castle. Its name does not come from its architectural purpose, but from a violent event preserved in tradition. According to repeated accounts, there were 2 brothers. One was a priest. The priest was killed during Mass by his brother in a succession conflict.
Whoa.
The act of violence occurring inside, yeah.
Priest succession?
Yeah. Well, not. So the brother was a priest, and the other brother was not a priest.
Oh, okay.
The succession was for.
I thought you meant like the succession of like who gets to be the main priest, like at the top.
Happened to be a priest.
Okay, that makes more sense. Though that could have been like who gets to be the top
Honestly, one. Who knows? The act of violence occurring inside a sacred ritual space is what gave the chapel its enduring title. It is not symbolic in origin, but descriptive of
desecration.
Basically what went. Yeah, well, I was just gonna say what went down in that room.
Yeah.
Okay, so the oubliette. This fucks me up. Bruh, this fucks me up so bad. So, an oubliette is a vertical prison designed not for holding, but for removal. The name derives from a French term meaning to forget, which honestly is what it did. Its intended purpose was, once placed inside, a person was meant to be erased entirely. At Leap Castle, the oubliette is described as a stoned shaft ascended through a trap door in the floor. Prisoners were dropped into complete darkness below, with no means of escape. Because, again, it's vertical. It's a vertical stone. You can't climb it. Also, you can't climb it for another reason. Accounts and reconstructions described the base of the shaft as being lined with wooden spikes, turning the fall itself into a lethal mechanism.
Is messed up.
The structure was not simply a cell, but a design system of a containment and disposal. So, what I've also heard about this is that there are stories of, see, I'm not 100% sure where it's located. So it says the chapel, okay?
Yeah.
But I also heard stories of it being like a trap door under where they ate.
Oh, okay.
Because in that story that I heard, because if the wooden stakes didn't kill you right away, you would basically either bleed out or starve to death.
Yeah.
And they would just eat food upstairs,
right on top of them, so
where
they
you
could smell the smells and. Demons are evil.
Like, again, like, it wasn't just like food poisoning and stuff that they did to some of these people. So the groups I talked about earlier with the food poisoning and stuff, there was a story about a mercenary group that they hired. I don't remember what the work was, but after they were done, they invited the mercenaries over for a feast, poisoned them, opened the trap door, and down they went. So if you were not lucky enough to be killed by the wooden spike, that was a very
slow,
horrible way to
death.
go. Yep. And again, you just hear the people, even if it wasn't, say, necessarily, because I don't have, like, a map of it. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, I can't get over the wooden spikes, man. That is what I, like, hyper-focused on. I'm not gonna lie. I hyper-focused on that. So, yeah. Later, disturbance accounts describe human remains recovered from within the lower section. So basically, I don't know what time era this was, but more modern than back then, when they were like doing work within the castle and stuff like that. They found the trapdoor that led to the oubliette, and it was just filled with skeletons and remains. Filled. Filled. That whole lower section was filled with them. Cartloads of bones were removed during renovation work. Details vary. The consistent element across accounts is prolonged use rather than isolated incidents. So, it was used a lot. It's horrible. It's horrible. Oh, and the trap door, like, I hate it! Dude, oh my god, I would hope that I'd be killed right away.
Yeah, no. Or imagine you don't die and then the next person falls right on top of you.
Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Because that would just push the stake through you even more.
Yeah.
And, even today, visitors often describe the Bloody Chapel as affecting perception in a way that is difficult to articulate. Not because of what is seen, but because of what is known to exist directly beneath it. The oubliette. And in that sense, the oubliette does not function as a hidden chamber, it functions as a point of gravity within the building's entire narrative structure. So if you had, say, benefit of the doubt that the first, like, that there was just horrible people living inside this castle, the castle itself, like, that was put there, that was made, that, yes. Everything above it feels in some way like suspended over it, and even silence begins to feel like absence. Let me pull up my line as well. So, for more of like the lineage background itself,
Hi, Pa. Yes, we're doing hauntings today.
Oh, I just realized that my thing isn't like it just stopped.
Oh.
Yeah, love that. There we go. Refreshed. So, crap, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. The O'Carroll line that I mentioned earlier, they were a fiercely competitive Gaelic ruling clan known for their internal conflicts, clearly, shifting alliances, and violent struggles for dominance. Key lineage and events. John Carroll was likely responsible for the initial castle development. Again, he died of plague. God, I want to know if that oubliette was put in under him or somebody else.
Yeah. Who put the oubliette in?
Right? Then there's, oh god, do you remember the M1?
Where are you? I can't see you. Okay, Mulroney.
Mulroney. O'Carroll. The great Mulroney. He had a long reign and died. Then there's Sero's favorite.
I don't remember it, bro. Fargunhanim.
Carroll allegedly murdered a guest at dinner, later killed in a clan conflict. Then we have
Origami, yeah. Tig,
the one-eyed, killed by kinsman. Oh god, I wasn't ready for this name. Kahar? Oh, Carol?
Let me see. Kahir.
Gaelic.
Kahir.
And then Kahir. That person was killed by William Odar.
It's
O'Carroll.
Odar.
Odar.
It's Ower. Yeah, there's no D. DH is silent, apparently. Ower O'Carroll. Okay.
William Ower O'Carroll. He killed him. William killed Kahar. Then William the Pale was murdered by a different... an O'Connor. Oh, not even an O'Carroll, an O'Connor. Okay. And then the cycle of retaliatory killings continued across generations. Later escalations, we have Charles O'Carroll kills 150 of his own men after losing trust.
That's crazy.
Own men.
Imagine being like just one that got thrown in there that like you didn't actually do nothing, but you're just part of the crew. No.
Right? Mass mercenary betrayal story. Mahone clan massacre after feast.
Damn.
Okay. And then the oubliette and confinement narratives tie into this era of violence as well. Who would have known? And then, of course, the priests murdered during the mass. Altar, I forgot to add. But that specific story became like the structural foundation for everything. And then like I was saying before, Mildred herself, like, she wrote down so many ghostly experiences that she witnessed or felt or saw.
Yeah.
As you can see, the architecture today is partially restored medieval structure, still visibly layered and fragmented, has thick defensive stone walls, narrow defensive stairwells, and vaulted chambers and corridors.
Okay.
Now, in the 20th century, the 1922 Irish Civil War burning, which I talked about, like the castle burning, that was during then. And during that time, there was a long abandonment of the castle because it was in ruin. There was structural collapse, and everything, which really played into the haunted ruin aesthetic. Leap's castle reputation obviously does not come from just one event. Let me see. So, other reported phenomena: immediate temperature drops, thick silence, sensation of multiple presence, dragging or scraping sound, emotional heaviness, and footsteps with no source. Oh, I forgot about the lights. Lights! Additional reports. Lights seen from upper windows at night, even after the abandonment. Unexplained illumination observed historically and in modern times. And occasional unusual odors like rubber-like or chemical descriptions. The oubliette? Well, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Historical claims. Prisoners were dropped into the pit. Spikes. Yeah, we talked about that. Oh, it was 3 cartloads of skeletons.
Oh.
That's
lovely.
quoted. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yup. Oh, the food poisoning thing during feasts and stuff, that was a reoccurring narrative in the O'Carroll era.
Oh, okay.
If that doesn't surprise you.
Yeah, oubliette is fun to say, but it's not fun to be a part of.
Yeah, right? God, imagine thinking that you're going for a feast and you get killed. Yeah, after they were poisoned, they were typically thrown into the oubliette. So, if the poison didn't kill you, you better hope the poison killed you first. The mercenary group allegedly killed after feast following service. The betrayal framed as a structural pattern, so it was not isolated. Did they just do this for fun? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this family?
This is very much giving Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know.
This is like when Arya killed all of the what's the family? The Fs. They start with an F, and it's the guy from Harry Potter. He's the phrase. Thank you. Yes. I knew.
Yeah.
She poisoned them all.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. When I was reading about this, I was like, this does have Game of Thrones vibes. It was real. Again, I kind of talked about the murdered women and stuff. Lady in Red and the murdered women and stuff. Women with minimal clothing. Freezing cold. Oh, reaches window shrieks and a fall sound. Variations. Oh, fuck, I forgot about this. So, the murdered woman, the one that I specifically said was the murdered woman with cloth over her face, that one is said to be, because of a love triangle between O'Carroll brothers. Talk about a fucked up situation you don't want to be in. So, she was in a lover's triangle violence between two O'Carroll brothers and stabbed in the gallery during pursuit. And then there's been like reported like lots of lights, and we kind of went over like the murdered lady with the veil and stuff already. But there was also 2 red-coated soldiers seen breaking a woman's arm. Then we have the children that we talked about already. Emily and Charlotte. So Emily believed to have died falling from battlements. That's why when I talked about earlier, like a reported figure falling outside. That's yeah. God, can you imagine that? Just
no.
reliving that over and over. And then Charlotte seen following Emily, described with deformed or twisted legs. Shared reports of child laughter in the empty halls, stairwell activity with no physical presence. And then again, Mildred saw the child. Then the governess is usually often associated with the children's presence. The old man, he wears a green coat, knee breeches, and an old-fashioned dress, sometimes carrying a leather bag, occasionally accompanied by a priest-like figure, sometimes described as trying to stop people. Oh, and then we have the murder hole room. Murder hole room.
Murder hole. Let's go.
Yeah, I knew I was forgetting something. The muckle hole.
Ew, I don't like that name.
Muckle hole.
I don't like that name.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
Uncertain physical location, either the north or the south wing, but reports hand grasping unseen presence, suddenly cold pressure, sliding impact sounds, groaning, and faint prayer-like speech. And good old Darby account, unseen hand grabs occupant in bed, pressure released, and collapse sound at the foot of the bed. Poor Mildred, man! God, why was Mildred the one who fucking had to, like, experience? Like, I'm sure other people did, but maybe it's just because she was the only one who wrote it down.
Yeah.
The murder hole does have some possible overlap with the oubliette, but, it's just obviously oral, passed down. So, it's, Was there another hole that they killed people in? Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. Took them how long to find the fucking oubliette, and they only did because of renovations? Like... or it could just be the same thing. But across the decades, there's been footsteps in empty corridors, movement at the edges, doors opening and closing without airflow, shared location-based experiences. Let's see. There's... Okay. So, Obviously, Leap Castle does not, like, contain isolated ghost stories. There's ghost stories everywhere. It contains a system where... God, I really want to know who built the Oubliette. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. There is touring and stuff. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, let's see. Crap. More stuff. Oh, it's up here. Okay. Touring experience. So, it is privately owned and lived in full-time. Current residents are the Ryan family since 1991. Restoration began in the 70s after fire damage and collapse. It is an ongoing restoration project. So it is controlled access, so it's not a museum. There's no formal signage, no curated exhibition, meaning visitors experience the castle through storytelling, not structure.
Hi,
What the
Sorry,
heck?
I accidentally banned Shadow in my chat, and so it thinks that Shadow is bad, but you're not. I see you, Shadow. Time out. Let me see if I can.
Poor Shadow.
I know. How do I fix this? Shadow's just getting.
Fuck if I know. Damn, Sero.
I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Shadow. You guys can't see, but Shadow's trying to type, guys.
Yeah. Poor Shadow. So there is no public ticket system. Visits arranged directly with owners. They do small guides with groups and stuff. The tour experience is, informal storytelling. They probably do a really good job with some of those stories that I kind of brushed through. They walking throughout restored and unrestored spaces. Heavy reliance on atmosphere rather than explanation. It is intimate, unpredictable, emotionally immersive, and strongly shared by environment over narration. So I do think, like, if I were with a group, this would be something really fascinating to see, tour. But God, that's just fucking... This place is fucking horrific. This place was literally a murder castle. Literally a murder castle. Its whole history is just stained in blood. It's horrible. Let's see. Murder, suicide, rape, all of it, all happened here. All ages have died. Did they do anything nice in that castle? I don't know, man! Oh no! I will say, I don't know too much about Mildred Darby, but from what I heard, she didn't seem bad. There was definitely a huge shift from the O'Carrolls and the Darbys, but I don't think the Darbys are... I'm pretty sure there's still, like, blood on their hands, too. So, yeah. It's not a great place, but I am fascinated by it either way. Let me see if... I don't know if there's a picture of the oubliette or not. I didn't even think about looking. Okay, so, like, the only picture I really see... Yep, nope, there is. Kind of. It's not much... You don't see the horrific parts, I guess. You just see, like, the stone wall. Basically. The entrance to the chamber is a narrow hole, originally fitted with the trapdoor. The O'Carrolls were extremely cunning and brutal clan, so they stopped at nothing to achieve domination.
I will fix this shadow, I promise. Shadow is just banned to the Shadow Realm.
Damn. Damn. Oh, the O'Neill clan was also disposed of through the...
It worked!
Oubliette. Yay!
You're out! You're out of jail! Let's go!
Chat version of the Oubliette!
No! Shadow was in the Oubliette!
There were many, like, there were whole clans. There were just whole clans that they threw in here. Ooh! Okay. 3 cartloads of skeletons. Okay, so some believe that since this gruesome discovery, an emotional shockwave was sent through the castle and many spirits, including the elemental, were woken from their dormancy. So, Sean Ryan, because the Ryans own it now, speaks of a man who seems to live in the oubliette. He leaves the bloody chapel on occasion and wanders down to the lower levels of the castle. No thank you. You won't catch me living there.
No thanks.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I fixed it. Jeez.
Oh, there's a priest house. Oh, there was a priest house too. It's like an empty shell now. But, so since the burning of Leap Castle in 1922, the priest house is still an empty shell, so most of the accounts related to the time of the Darbys. Okay.
Yay!
The Ryans and guests have heard chanting that is coming from the area. Often when commented on, it suddenly ceases. Mildred Darby describes the following apparitions. There is something heavy that lies on people's beds and snores, and they feel the weight of a great body pressing against them. In a room in the priest's house. A burly man in rough clothes like a peasant. He always pushes a heavy barrel up the back stairs of the wing, near the servants' bedrooms, and when just at the top, the barrel rolls down and all disappears. A monk with a... I don't know what that is. A tonsure and owl walks in at one window and out of another in the priest's house. God, Mildred, I'm so glad for your accounts, man. That makes sense that there was a priest's house, though, if they had a freaking chapel. Oh. I did find an interior layout. I'll send it to you. It's gone through a lot of remodeling. Very few pictures of Leap Castle exist prior to 1922, especially the internal areas, but there are some that you can find. They're very old. Oh, fun fact, the original name, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce because that is a phrase I am not going to be able to say, meant Leap of the O'Bannons.
Oh, okay.
Legend has it 2 O'Bannon brothers were contesting the chiefmanship of their clan. The only way to settle this argument was a display of strength and bravery. Of course it was. They were both to jump off of the rocky outcrop where the castle was to be built. The survivor won the honor and right to be chieftain. Thus, the castle was built, fueled by blood and death. So the original castle itself, blood and death. No wonder it has this legacy. No wonder. Leap Castle was used as a stronghold for the O'Carroll clan, which we've heard a lot about them.
Yep.
It was used to guard and pass through mountains, and has been said that no castle was more well fortified than Leap. The O'Carrolls called Leap Castle their home until it was wrenched from their hands in 1942 by an English soldier of the Cromwellian forces named John Darby.
The Darbys.
We get Mildred Darby. Yeah. The castle has been subjected to many remodeling, yada yada yada. Most of the remodeling was done by the Darbys. The Darbys inhabited Leap Castle from 1942 until its burning in 1922. Unfortunately, Leap Castle was the target for uprising and was looted and burnt to an empty shell in 1922, where it lay dormant until it was purchased in 1974 by Peter Bartlett, Australian Peter Bartlett. And then, yeah, the work is now being continued by the new owners, the Ryans. It is. I can't even imagine, like, the horrific stuff that happened here. No wonder why there's so many freaking ghosts and apparitions and stuff here. Oh, dang. With the burning, too, there was, a castle caretaker and his wife and the baby were all in there. They were the only people in the castle that night. The party ordered him to open the door. He opened the door and was held at gunpoint. The raiders stated that they were going to burn the castle. He asked for time to get his wife and child out and was given 20 minutes to do so. The raiders went into the castle and poured petrol over the rooms and set them on fire. They did keep the family outside, thank God. After the fire, the main part of the building was intact. The caretaker saved a quantity of furniture and stored it in one of the outer offices. But those were later broken into and looted by people in the surrounding neighborhood, who devoted Sunday to making visits to the ruined buildings. So instead of church, that is what they were doing. Everything I read about this place is horrible. I would love to do a tour, though.
Yeah, no. Same.
What about you?
I would love to do a tour of probably all of the places except for the ocean. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about the ocean.
Chook Lagoon, no thank you.
Yeah, no thanks.
I don't need to touch a skeleton. I don't need to be surrounded. No. I don't need an underwater war burial grave.
Yeah, no thanks. No, thank you. I would go to the Tower of London,
especially if there's... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd go to the Valley of the Kings, because, like, one, it's already, like, deteriorating from tourism, and also, it's not in, like, the safest place right now, so I don't think I would go.
No.
But Tower of London and Leap Castle, absolutely.
Leap Castle. Same. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks, because Chook Lagoon also is, like, deteriorating.
Yeah.
Because of the environmental impact. Because of how preserved everything has been underwater in that area. The fact that, like, oil and shit's leaking out from tanks is freaking insane. So, yeah, this is definitely a haunted. Like, you can, whether or not you want to believe in hauntings or not, there is definitely some bad juju at this castle. And the Tower of London, I would just like to say. There is some bad juju there. Haunted or not, ghost or not, there's bad juju. Wait, I thought Shadow wasn't banned anymore.
Shadow's not banned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can see him in chat now.
Okay, good. It's just my end where it looks weird.
Oh, because we share ban. Yeah, you have to trust. Yep. You'll have to press trust Shadow on there so that it'll trust Shadow. Sorry, Shadow.
No.
I accidentally banned them when I was playing Nancy Drew, an old Nancy Drew game, because I clicked off the game, and it immediately clicked banned, and I didn't even notice right away, and I was like, oh my gosh, no!
That sucks.
Yeah. Sorry, Shadow. I fixed it on our end.
No longer a suspicious user.
There we go! You did it! Shadow's not suspicious anymore. Saved, yes. Well, we hope you enjoyed our stories. Sorry, Shadow, you came at the end of our spiel. Lila was on her last one. But I will upload the VOD probably tomorrow, actually, because for anyone that doesn't know our new schedule, we do every other Thursday, but we had to skip last Thursday. So we're doing this Thursday and next Thursday.
Yeah.
So we'll be double.
Yups.
What? So I'll upload it tomorrow as soon as I can.
Yay!
Yay! Ghosts, haunting, torture, executions. All of our favorite things.
And children and women.
No, not children and women. No, I refuse.
Yeah. I'm still upset by the two princes.
I know.
That really got...
It's really sad.
My water just flung at me.
Oh.
That really got me.
It's very sad. It truly is.
Maybe I should have said it was a blast.
Okay, it was a blast. Wait, there was an explosion earlier. At like a NASA thing. There? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Speaking of blasts.
Damn, just way to kill the mood.
I know, sorry guys. Alright. Let me see who we should raid. Who are you? Oh, you are an AI. No thank you.
Oh.
They are an AI. No thank you.
Did you see the thing with Spotify and like the AI?
Yes,
stuff?
yes.
Like what the heck?
I promise not to ban you again. I pretty promise. That's not how you say that, but I pretty promise. With the cherry on top. Promise. It was not intentional, okay? It was an accident. Blame Her Interactive for making the games not windowable, bro.
Dude, yes, that was so annoying.
Literally blame them. It wasn't me. It's their fault. They're freaking old. Like, give me a window mode. Old. Even the Steam games. Like, give me a window mode. Please.
Right? Like, at least on Steam do that.
Oh, we could raid Suno, who's playing Repo. That's scary.
Yeah, we can do that. We haven't...
Yeah, I feel like we haven't raided Suno in a hot second.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I will start the raid and then we can do our outro.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the outro, not gonna lie.
Don't forget about the outro, bro. Alright. Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, fuck, I don't have the right thing up!
Oh, gosh. Y'all.
I exit out of it! I'm going. Oh. Okay, got it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Series of Geektastic Events.
Wraps up tonight's Haunted World tour, and honestly, some of these places are staying permanently on my absolutely not list.
Book Look Chook Lagoon.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you believe every story or think it's all clever legends, there's something fascinating about places that leave people unsettled for generations.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's episode and maybe even found your next paranormal rabbit hole to fall into at 2 a.m.
If you had fun hanging out with us, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of the things if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, all of the different things. And share Series of Geektastic Events with your favorite paranormal partner in crime.
Creepy experience of your own? Trust me, we want to hear about it. Next time, stay curious, stay spooky.
And keep embracing the geeky chaos. Goodbye.
Yeah.